Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host Imperial Dane, joined here today by Rasputin the Cat, currently asleep behind my back. Off here to a 1 versus 1 on a Simoski winter. Between the north you got Nerbo fighting for America, freedom and the American dream, taking on the role here of the 2nd Armoured Division, tough for clearing out this town of Ccarts. Versus in the south you got Ccarts fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 15th Panzergrenadiers Division, tasked with holding up this village until reinforcement can arrive to take over the position, usually some hapless infantry division. And we got here elite troops for Ccarts with Panzergrenadier infantry and Tigris bulletins. He's clearly got it all focused on elite troops, which is a bit rare actually. Most players don't focus that much on elite troops, but Ccarts is clearly an elite Truppenmann. Versus Nerbo, who's straight for rifle company with triple infantry. So both players clearly have a strategy in mind right here from even the first minute, which is really good. Again, that's encouraging. Again, that means they have plans, big plans, victory parades, you name it. And obviously, double recency of course allows Nerbo to secure as much territory as possible faster, but also synergizes them with the flamethrowers within the doctrine, allowing to get several flamethrower units out that way to deal with Ccarts. So focus in the center there, which is always something I'm generally cautious against as a Wehrmacht. Usually, prefer focusing on the fuel points since they matter a lot more to the Wehrmacht. But we got troop settings in the west, east, and center there for Nerbo. Raf going to pressure the center, keep Nerbo or Ccarts sticked in there, or tied in, while his rears and then secure the fuel point there, allowing Nerbo to that way push it with fuel, maybe some light vehicles, and maybe some armor. We can see the Ccarts still quickly shooting out machine gun away from the church towards the house here, and that's actually not a bad idea. The house here from the south actually sort of is more of a bother for the opponent because you can sort of more easily just cover the area here, make it harder for them to just push ahead and sort of cover the victory point there. Plus, you can sort of better protect the area here, which if you keep this one, there's in theory a few more blind spots. It's also much easier to defend with, say, barbed wire. You can sort of wire off here, in which case it's going to be a lot harder for the opponent to rush it. But Ccarts here, it's actually playing the machine gun very aggressively here, which is also a good thing to see. It's a bit, sometimes we've seen this in some proper aggressive machine gun play. But Ccarts is just constantly shifting the machine gun about there from house to house. That way, making it harder there for Nerbo to deduct where it is and sort of prepare for it ahead of time. So that gives Ccarts a tactical advantage in the fighting around the village. Though, of course, strategically, he is going to be falling a bit behind there because resource-wise, Nerbo will be pulling ahead there with double fuel. But right from there, getting suppressed by the MD42, 1,200 rounds per minute going in the general direction. Shoot, Fritz, shoot! I want every one of those Americans dead. Everyone? Yeah, that's a job. Didn't you see the job description? Shoot Americans. See the world. Shoot more Americans and other non-Germans. Oh, yeah, now that you do talk about it. That was part of the job description. Mortar following up there for Nerbo. Grenadiers around this. We've got 2 Grenadiers, 2 Pioneers, and an MD42 there for Ccarts. So double Pioneers also allows Ccarts to secure more territory sets for more repairs down the road, more ability to lay down mines, barbed wire. And of course, in some ways it's cheaper. Of course, there's a lot of riflemen. It does have a few weaknesses, but so far it's fortunate that Nerbo's not pulling that direction. Got riflemen creeping in, the MD42 remaining here. Aggressive posture that protects the carve point, that's making it hard for him to hear, though of course it does leave the western side of the village a bit more vulnerable to harassment here from Nerbo and the men of the 2nd Armoured. In the south there we got Pioneers, we got a fighting position actually from Nerbo to cover the area around here, though it's not going to be able to upgrade it, so that's going to basically manpower that just went to waste there for Nerbo due to Ccarts' rapid maneuvers catching him off guard. And there you go, they'll never bring up the countergun and mortar the machine gun without any other options there. Of course, he could have smoked it, but he has nothing to take advantage of the smoke. No flamethrowers right away, nor any grenades. So otherwise, could have just done that, smoked it, rushed up, cleared out the machine gun. That would be my personal preferred solution if I had that. This grenades or flamethrower. In the south here, Pioneers pushing onwards here. Rearson's pressing for the cuff point there, but Ralph going for the fuel point there. More Grenadiers there for Ccarts. It's actually a reasonably heavy tier 1. Double Pioneers, triple Grenadiers, MD42, and a mortar. As the Americans, that can be a bit risky, in particular when they got more fuel ahead of you. So, not necessarily sharpest move, but at the same time, it will give the Ccarts a large field presence, which could, of course, allow them to then make it harder for Nerbo to make use of the fast attack. Certainly a consideration there to keep in mind. Up north there, we got Grenadiers sweeping ahead, going to try and hit the cuff point there, maybe sort of threaten the flank of Nerbo, even as they're pushing hard for the village centre. MD4 setting up, trying to catch around the fuel point. And there you go, slightly catching there, but they do manage to get into the house. We got the mortar there's providing fire cover, and more Grenadiers moving in. The Rearson's flanking the MD42, Pioneers quick moving to support. And there you go, concussive grenades up here for Ccarts Grenadiers. And up north here we got reactions there, halted by double Grenadiers. A rather heavy commitment there by Ccarts with 2 Grenadier squads just for the north here, where apparently isn't going to be doing an awful lot. So it feels honestly a bit like a strange choice that he's not committing, you know, at least 1 more Grenadier squad to fighting around the centre east rather, you know, anything up north. And there you go, flanking position now going up here for Nerbo. Mortar needs to fall back here for Ccarts, and he also needs to take up, which is yet to do. So some aggressive fighting here. Mortar still not retreating. Oh dear. Ccarts isn't paying attention. It gets wiped. Could be stolen here by Nerbo. A big loss for Ccarts. Big loss. That is not good. That is not good at all. Clearly was trying to do too much here, and he got punished. Bunker going up. There's still no take-up for Ccarts. That is certainly starting to look worrying. Now he's laying down machine gun bunker to cover the north half here, though he's also losing access to the cutoff points. That won't matter nearly as much. Grenadiers securing the northern half there. I mean, sort of an interesting split there, the map between Ccarts and Nerbo. Either player sort of trying to outmaneuver the other one, neither player sort of locking itself down to a meat grind early so far. I mean, usually you can sort of see them do nicely in the early game. The trick is if they sort of manage into the mid and late game, or they sort of at that point just fall into the meat grinder pattern. Here's the thing at the Pioneers. He's going to have to rush, then overall the Pioneers should have a decent chance finding around the car front right inside the house without the mortar. He's lacking a bit there to deal with that, and he's still not taking up. They sound a little bit worrisome there for Ccarts. And die Deutsche Wehrmacht. But there you go, concussive grenade at the house, and wipes almost the entire rifle squad. And there's a Grenadier squad moving in from the south there, or the north there, which could get behind the retreat squad path of the rifle, getting the wipe here that Ccarts wants. At the same time, Grenadiers moving in there. Again, some aggressive infiltration attacks there for Ccarts. Again, trying to find paths behind the main front line, and then sort of set up more vital points, cut-off points, like that way, catching up units on the retreat and just forcing away supporting units as well. And we got storms as well here, arriving for the 15th Panzergrenadier Division. Hardened men have seen much action on the eastern and the western front, and the Italian front. Grenadiers are taking hits there from the mortar. So that's double mortar there for Nerbo, which is double the trouble for Ccarts. So that's certainly something he has to be mindful of. Stormtroopers securing the fuel point again. I mean, Ccarts is always maintaining good map control again through these aggressive tactics, through not just trying to fight the opponent head on every single time, but actually looking for the engagements where they are best suited for him, and always just, you know, ignoring them and sort of fighting. And he's basically utilizing Stormtrooper tactics, which are basically sort of predicated on you find sort of where the enemy's weakest, hit with as much force, and if they're providing too much resistance, you bypass it until something heavier can be brought up to and then deal with the point. North there, point secured. MT-42 fighting in from the side of the church. Pioneers moving up. No. He's getting flamethrowers there. So good. Point there secured. And back here, still no take up for Ccarts. We're approaching the 10-minute mark. He's actually got a lot of fuel here, and he's yet to take up. I'm starting to think he's planning a tier 3 rush, but even then, he could already be tier 3 by now, be building up the supply, of course. So it feels like he needs to work a bit there, because his tier 3 rush is not going to work out entirely. But on the other hand, he does have one vital component which could make it work, which of course is the Stormtroopers. And that way, in case Nerbo does rush him with vehicles faster than Ccarts is anticipating, he can upgrade for Panzergrenadiers to counter him. We can see there's Nerbo's going to hit with a captain into Stuart, which actually be surprisingly helpful there versus the tier 3 rush, since that means anti-tank guns to deal with the Panzers, if Ccarts ever gets there on time. There we go, finally got the take up there. Northern fuel being hit there by the captain, and the south resistance creeping in again, trying to avoid the main lines of engagement, infiltrating and bypassing major German points of resistance. Pioneers taking bend of the resistance. Now we got flamethrower effect. Got a third resistance squad here for Nerbo. He's not upgrading any of the old ones. He's just there we go. Actually, there's more flamethrowers. So we now got double flamethrowers out here for Nerbo. That's going to make it harder for Ccarts to maintain any defensive positions inside the village proper, because most of the heavy cover is going to be a fire hazard. Stormtroopers there pushing back successfully. No upgrades yet. Healing reinforcement. Should still take up. Tech. Again, if you're planning a tier 3 rush, again, the key lies in the word rush, which means you try to do it bloody fast. And so far, Ccarts isn't quite as being as alacrious about it as it would like to be, or at least speedy. Mercurial. There's dealing with the Grenadiers. We've got a few light machine guns up as well here for Ccarts. MG42 planning covering fire for the entire German formation. And there you go, Rearson pushed out in the open with a quick concussive grenade. We've got the mortars pushing up here in the south. We've got Stormtroopers, the Rearsons there. The Rearsons offering out themselves. Sadly, he doesn't have an issue for any grenades or any better weapons there, so we're going to push them out with perhaps a bit more ease. Here's about to get wiped over the Grenadiers. Pioneers heading northward, secure the points there. Mortar fire threatening to swamp out the Grenadiers there. Ccarts is, yes, there you go, firing towards tier 3. So again, an attempted tier 3 rush, but overall in terms of timing, he could have might as well just gone for tier 2 build and actually gone for some units because it's going to be about as fast. So, I mean, he's clearly got some strategy in mind, but he needs to work on the execution here, and that tends to be the sort of main issue for a lot of tier 3 or even tier 2 rushes. They tend to be not very good at the actual rush part. That's basically where they sort of tend to fall apart, like a overboiled potato. Machine gun bunker, they're running cover here from north here, basically preventing harassment. So that's actually pretty good there for Ccarts, in particular because it's a sort of part of the map that your opponent really doesn't have to send a tank in to deal with it. That's very much what's going to be necessary there. Either that or sort of smoke here for his men. But so far the munitions are going towards flamethrowers. And he's not even paying attention to the captain, so there's a small chance game. Oh, there you go, retreated. I think he's taking up ahead as well there. Oh, he's going for the lieutenant. Ooh, that's actually a big mistake there by Nerbo, I feel. Back taking for the lieutenant instead of perhaps, you know, reading his opponent's plan here for a tier 3 rush. Then again, you don't see it so often from the Wehrmacht at all. So, I mean, I can understand if he's not, you know, quite getting the full idea of this. Looks like the cat woke up. Freeing up the rest of the chair for me because that was actually beginning to put a bit of a strain on my back. But there you go, so Palmer Cop, 12-minute mark there, and you can actually get out of Panzer IV. No, in theory, again, you could add all this up sooner, and thus they already now be getting a Panzer IV. There's certainly some room for improvement there. Meanwhile, though, big assault for the Sender Stormtroopers Grenadiers. Now more of a head-on assault, but at the same time large because there's not a lot of infantry here for Nerbo to actually assist it. I mean, his forces scattered away here. Ccarts realize this and just pushes forwards, overwhelming Nerbo's mortar position. As the security squad there for it has very quickly been dispatched. And consistent harassment across the rest of the map there by Ccarts as well. So, I mean, both players are actively using the map against the other. I mean, they're not just, you know, over-focusing on the center like a lot of players tend to do in Moscow. They're both trying to exploit the map as possible against the other players. That's, again, overall leading to a much more sort of fluid and dynamic battle, which is always, I think, in my opinion, the most fun to see. 50 car there for Nerbo, but he's going to be caught off guard here by the Panzer IV. He does have the captain, he does have access to tank guns, so it's not all game over here for Nerbo. Whoops. Accidental clickety click there. North Aviation was the MD42. If he can pin them down soon enough, yeah, there we go. The MD42 should be alright, but also this thing is, flamethrowers aren't affected by suppression, since they are AoE weapons. There you go, Panzergrenadiers for Ccarts and the 15th Panzergrenadier Division. Support from a nearby Panzer Division sent in to relieve the Panzergrenadiers, as resistance is heating up a bit more than anticipated by High Command. There you go, Panzer IV striking ahead. Rifleman Lieutenant moving forwards here for Nerbo and the 2nd Armoured train to the Panzer IV there. Panzer IV flanking behind the Rifleman. Also trying to break off the retreat path of the Lieutenant, make it a bit harder to retreat without getting to the negative cover there. Ooh, very close save there by Nerbo up north in before through there being attacked by Rearson, supported by mortar. Could smoke the house, which allowed the machine gun to get close and then sort of smoke from another angle. Meanwhile, got the Panzer IV breaking through the lines here, 50 cover that bypassed by the Panzer IV. Nerbo's centre is in disarray as the German assault is underway. Jürgen, I think we've gone too far. I can't see the infantry. Oh, scheiße, not again. I wish we were working with Panzergrenadiers. We are, yeah, but you know the ones in armoured half-tracks, not the one in bicycles, which increasingly many Panzergrenadiers were forced to use in the German army there during World War II. There's about to go up with the Panzer IV here. Almost wiped the entire squad. The infantry was about to get lost here. That would be another support weapon then handed over to Nerbo. But he did get the Rearsons there. That's one wipe here in service of Das Vaterland. halfway towards getting assault rifles and the stormtroopers, which would definitely, I think, be the sort of preferred choice, at least for me. Pioneers and the mortar fire here. We got the mortars there bombarding German positions. Panzer focusing northwards here, pressuring Nerbo's forces in the west. We got the Cavalry bazooka, and we got the M1 also running here for Nerbo. Here, concussive grenades going off, but of course there's still the double mortars to worry about. But there you go, Grenadiers flanking in, pushing away the mortars again. Overall, good fluid infantry movement here by Ccarts, catching Nerbo off guard, even as he's trying to catch Ccarts off guard here. Panzer IV rolling back, storms for their ready to support. Another wipe there, looks like another recent squad bit the dust. And there you go, Captain gets an explosive hit from the Panzer IV, which is already closing in the Veterans 1 there. You can soon consider Stug here. We try and push ahead for some Ostman's or Panzer IV. As for Nerbo, he needs to take up fast. Then again, he might want to consider bringing up another anti-tank gun to stabilize the situation before then pushing ahead for armor here. We'll have to see. Quick hit there from the M1 on the Panzer IV. That one needs to be pulled back for repairs. The overall state of that one is soon in complete scrap mode. There you go. Another hit there and pop smoke before pulling back there. But this was the lieutenant. Quick few hits there. And here we got Pioneers getting executed by the riflemen. Ccarts not quite paying attention. That's going to be a wipe there. 200 manpower lost. Grenadiers to get off a good concussive grenade against the lieutenant. No, but should have been perhaps a bit more considerate of that one, since, you know, that was very much something you should anticipate Ccarts to do. But in this case, that the Grenadiers are forced away, was pretty close to the lieutenant, could have been wiped, so rather risky move there by Nerbo, who did not get punished for in this situation. Panzer forcing repairs, more Pioneers away there for Ccarts. Immer mehr Pionier. And we got the Stormtroopers up here. Sadly, never tried to build up munitions there for the assault rifles. Of course, at times you might be pressured to, but I still think you should try and just get some assault rifles up with the Stormtroopers. They really perform well with assault rifles, in particular with tactical advance. It is gold, and really would also suit, you know, Ccarts infantry tactics, and, you know, getting up behind the enemy, catching them from an unexpected angle, and then just popping tactical advance. Could really see a lot of vital units wiped out there for Nerbo. But there you go, Grenadiers is supported by an MD-42 team assaulting the lieutenant's position by the fuel. Carl is the last man standing. Even in death, he disappoints. There you go, Panzer IV pushing ahead, Pioneer supporting it. Big push here for Ccarts. They still need to be covered by anti-tank gun. In this case, the ship is providing cover, and Nerbo didn't reposition it, so that worked out for Ccarts. Bit risky, Pioneers are getting halted, and there you go, bazookas arriving. Anti-tank gun shifting, he has to need support, but there you go, anti-tank move right in front of the Panzer IV line to maybe shoot it, deal with it. And there you go, assault basically broken off here for Ccarts. Not enough support, no more support because they lost the mortar much earlier. And the Pioneers just weren't enough with the machine gun there. And the Grenadiers could maybe pushed up, but they're too busy clearing territory there. So, not the most well executed assault there by Ccarts, where Nerbo was able to defeat quite handily. Repositioning the machine gun, very good work. Partly though because the house is about to collapse. In fact, most of the town's village centre has been destroyed. Quick rifle grenade. Just rifle, there you go, mortar fire against the Grenadiers. And we got troops that are trying to flank about. The MD-42 actually shifting in, the Panzer IV moving back in. Veterans 1 there. As for Ccarts, you guys be going for another Panzer IV now, but he's not. Major out there for Nerbo. Is he planning to move on to Tier 4? The absolute madman. He is planning a bloody Tier 3 rush into Tier 4. Yeah, that's pretty audacious there by Ccarts. I haven't seen that one in quite some time. I don't actually think I have. That's, in a way, impressive. Again, he definitely needs to sharpen up the strategy. Then again, if you're going for a new strategy, you obviously need to work a lot more on it. But, good lord, a Tier 3 rush into Tier 4. I hope he doesn't go for the Sturmpanzer. Rifle against the riflemen. Out in the open, there's a light machine gun as well. They are taking quite a beating here. Panzer IV needs to be careful though. They risk getting a damaged engine right in front of the anti-tank, in which case this Panzer IV is going to be a Panzer no more. Then before to come in the air here, machine gun in the major, giving him a major surprise. Floating a lot of manpower there. I mean, if you're going to float that much manpower, consider more bunkers or, you know, some fuel caches there. Or, you know, build that heavy panzer corps. Now you got the resources and the tech for it. Or, you know, call in some more storms, in which case, you're upgrading with G43s, which is an option. Or in this case, also going for a Panzergrenadiers. So, I mean, if you're going to go for G43s on the Stormtroopers, you might as well go for the Panzergrenadiers, because that way they're sort of, you know, a bit more flexible. You can help deal with the armour, and of course they'll be good as infantry. So that's clearly here what Ccarts is intending. In which case, you know, the G43s are fine. I mean, they work quite well with the Panzergrenadiers. And of course that way you can sort of support the tier 4 move decently. So, you know, pretty good. They should still go for more Stormtroopers again, spend some of that bloody manpower. Again, fuel caches. Munitions caches could also be a really good choice here for Ccarts. As for Nerbo, fuel cache will not be a bad choice for him either, because he should be anticipating, you know, something armoured his way coming, and you're not to push fast with his own tanks. They're considering Ccarts as being pretty good in that control. But there you go. That's about to get lost here for Ccarts. Be careful with that one. There you go. Wipe the cap. No too slow the retreat for Nerbo, and no smoke screen either. And before 2 Grenadiers moving about there, we got a flamethrower on those Grenadiers as well. Interesting move. Need to pull back that Panzer IV. Ccarts. There's an anti-tank still about there. Ooh, that was very lucky. Bounce shot there off the front of the armour. There you go. The Panzerjäger. There you go. More storms arriving to flank here the American position. Another G43. Possibly another Panzergrenadier planned there as well. So still, think, you know, spend some of that manpower, Ccarts. Even you're planning down the road of Tigeration, who's still got 6 command points to go, which is going to be about roughly 8 to 10 minutes.
300 points remaining.
And that's the thing about command points. You can sort of, in a roughly sort of active match, you usually get about 1 command point per 2 minutes. Roughly. Give or take. Still, he should be building that heavy panzer corps. Definitely feel he's being a bit too sluggish there. Perhaps a bit too reactive as his Nerbo, which could, you know, turn out to bite him in the arse. Armor piercing rams in the anti-tank. There you go. In this case, there's too close range. The Panzer IV quickly outmaneuvers it, popping a smoke screen just okay, which supports the Pioneers. There you go, flanking the anti-tank. And Nerbo can soon go for the EC8 here to deal with the Panzer IV. To challenge it. There you go. Units getting wiped out here, trying to recruit the anti-tank gun. Not enough support around here for Nerbo. And his anti-tank is going to get wiped. The mortars are doing his best to deal with some of the troops. Come on, Ccarts, spend some of those resources. Don't float. Beps into 2 on the Panzer IV, shuts up. Got the EC8 in the way there for Nerbo. Got the EC8. Troops are healing, reinforcing. Getting ready for the next big assault. And you can build the heavy panzer corps with that unit. You could have handed this out sooner. You could actually have a Panther out by now. There you go, Pioneers reinforcing, healing, and there you go, heavy panzer corps finally being built there for Ccarts. And the 15th Panzergrenadiers receiving further armoured support there from the 116th Panzerdivision Binhund. You got a 3rd Storm Squad here for Nerbo. This time a lot more infantry being utilised. All G43s though. Sadly no assault rifles. I do find that a bit sad. Machine gun here in the east being assaulted by the EC8. It could smoke the house line that the riflemen could easily pass by it. He's going to just blast it down and then allow the riflemen to move on. There you go, MT-42 push back. Nerbo launching a large-scale assault on the centre there against Ccarts and the 15th Panzergrenadiers. CCR's defense there are battling. Troops being suppressed by the 50-gun machine guns. Mortars are pounding away, threatening to snuff out the life of Germany. When he did go for a Sturmpanzer. It's definitely risky there. I mean, probably does a lot of infantry support, so the Sturmpanzer could be good, but it's not without its risk when there's armour out there from Nerbo as well. Particularly since the EC8 with an anti-tank and easily outclasses the Panzer IV, then can easily take it out if he's not careful. Storm's about to get wiped out, then CCR needs to be careful here. 4646, Scheiße! Wiped. Also, machine guns and flamethrowers stopped him. CCR signed himself. A lot of losses during that assault. He wasn't anticipating Nerbo to just launch that heavier scale of an assault there with armour and or the mortar they just focusing him down. He's going after the Panzer I site. CCR's base a bit risky there. He does know what's inside. Hits the support armor core. Needs to go for the DC 4646. Be careful, man. There we go. Got the EC8 or the Panzer IV there. But that he then commits a mistake, gets too close to the infantry, trying to do as much damage, but then gets up with a damaged engine. Now that his EC8s can't get out easily. You got the Sturmpanzer moving in there. Versus the rearmor with the EC8, it should have a good chance though. A fun fact, in the actual war could probably just easily taken care of it because the Sturmpanzer IV packed a lot of high explosives in its shells, in fact more than the ISU 152 did in its. That could have probably done some severe damage to the tank even if it didn't penetrate just through the shock force. It's almost got the EC8 down to half of, well, the Sturmpanzer down to half of the EC8 is also down there. Probably should allow the EC8 to shoot at the tank just in case. Looks like he might just get away. We've got the anti-tank up support here. Eastern side being grabbed by Grenadiers. More rifle here for Nerbo. More infantry to hold the front line. Man it against those Ccarts. But really should consider some fuel caches. Again, more fuel here would serve excellently for Nerbo. Stormtroopers flanking there with the G43s and another Panzerschreck, forming up another Panzerjäger team, but in this case holded by the 50 caliber. Quick sitting back repairing the tank. Critical repairs were probably the best choice, just to quickly get the engine fixed, then he can move to a much safer position. But it looks like he's just going to try and get it all fixed up right then and there. And 4th Route Squad, they're being dispatched immediately with the Grenadiers down south. There we go, he did just fixing the engine there. So he can just much faster pull it back to deal with it more safely. Sturmpanzer being fixed up as well. There's slowed rounds here for CCRs. Having suffered some nasty losses, he's not going to risk it all. Or is he? He's going to go straight from a Panzer IV to Sturmpanzer into goddamn Tiger Ace. Oh, wipe the Grenadier squad. Another loss there for CCRs. And there you go. He does go for the bloody Tiger Ace. Talk about escalation. Just Panzer IV, Sturmpanzer, then Tiger Ace. Pretty risky time to do this as well. He now has suffered several heavy infantry losses. Mostly getting more kills. He's going to need more anti-tank guns though, and he's going to need to keep that one alive because he just got wiped with this Sturmpanzer there. Pretty rough situation for Nerbo. And we got the Tiger Ace sitting out there. One of Germany's finest Tiger crews dispatched to the Western Front. There to put an end to the armies. The anti-tank got destroyed there by CCRs. Very good job. There we go. Easy engaging the Tiger Ace, but the Tiger Ace rather has the advantage there. For superior Germany getting, and of course a much better crew. Now, but there's going to have to go for a lot of anti-tank guns, a lot of bazookas to really stand a chance there versus the Ace as he just blasts his way through Nerbo's lines. He's going for the empty. Oh, he cancels it. There you go, another anti-tank gun out there. He's probably going to need another one. He's also going to need a Jackson here to really have a chance there versus the Tiger Ace. Which got the mortar crew. In fact, it was the German mortar crew that he managed to put an end to. And then he sinks the mortar. Yes, that was a burial at sea. It was a Granadenwerfer, Ludwig. It's not funny. Oh. There you go, and one anti-tank away for Nerbo. He's going to need, I think, 2. With armor piercing rounds, really have a good chance. That was the Tiger Ace. Sturmpanzer, he need repair still. Though, of course, he's just down to 1 Pioneer squad, and he's going to have a much harder time now replacing any losses. So, CCRs that went in for a rather aggressive commitment to the Tiger Ace. Rather aggressive.
Armor ready.
Reassurance as well. They're arriving for Nerbo. Might be a tank team there's preparing. Or anti-tank team with the bazookas. No. Just going in there with just an EC8 and an anti-tank and versus the Tiger Race. I'd say that is pretty ambitious there by Nerbo. Pretty ambitious. Oh wait, there you go. Yeah, bazookas. Got leads with an MG42 carrying the centre there. EC8 moving up. We still need the anti-tank and support. I think setting in the EC8 is a bit too early. Just without support, it's going to be an easy target for the EC8, in particular at range. That's where it's going to need, as much anti-tank support as you can. That's the ace, and there you go. Shooting. Armor piercing rounds what we needed though. Armor piercing, discarding Sabo rounds. Got the Sturmpanzer moving ahead. You see that we've got the Bazooka team advancing. Mortar fire on the MG42. Bazooka team moving in, EC8 moving in as well there. Still an armor piercing rounds there from the anti-tank gun against the Tiger Race. Up close fire, there we go. Tiger Race almost pops out the race and trying to fire bazookas at it. There you go. Finally pops it, but already there could have 2 shots out that could at least done some damage. And they're going to tank off right up here with the Sturmpanzer, which is down to half health. Tiger Race, they're shocked off most of the non-armor piercing round hits. There you go. He might just be able to get the Sturmpanzer here. Anti-tank rifle grenades. Ah, got the anti-tank gun and bloody well sank it. Bloody well sank it. Just missed the Sturmpanzer by that much, and then the Tiger Race strikes here. The EC8 got Rappen supporting it. Need to fall back with EC8 rapidly. And then lose the EC8 here to the Tiger Race. Going to have to go for Jackson and pray for the best. They really should have brought up another anti-tank gun though, and used the armor piercing rounds. That's definitely, I think, one of the bigger mistakes they've been over that engagement. You could easily have done a lot more damage than to the Tiger Race, which again the anti-tank and a lot more veterans faster, which could then allow to maybe threaten the EC8 or the Tiger Race better with more veterans. That means a higher rate of fire, amongst other things.
We got 75 points remaining.
It's looking pretty rough here for Nerbo. He's also gone for grenades now. He definitely should have had those out sooner. I think give us a Ccarts.
Rear echelon troops on the front line.
Storms with G45s and a Panzergrenadiers team with a weapon up close. Bazooka team moving out. No grenades there from Nerbo to deal with the Stormtroopers.
Points like a stuffed pig. We're down to
50 points left. Actually, less than 50 points left here. 50 cover ground leads and victory. Point Storms have been pursued and handled by riflemen, as they somehow try to bring some kind of stability to the chase. Meanwhile, Titans the Descenders being brutally punished here by the Tiger Race and the Sturmpanzer. One units being lost, another anti-tank on the way for Nerbo. And the second armoured, mortar crew number 2 is dead.
the enemy is
And there we go, Sturmpanzer lands an excellent hit in the Ripen, taking out 2 men. Adding a pintle machine gun down the top. And sinks the other one, at least attempts to.
anti-tank gun.
Archaeologists one day will certainly be a bit confused as to why there's so many anti-tank guns and mortars sunk into that lake. Got the edge moving there. Shoots, hits the wreck of the EC8. Nerbo is not going for Jackson there. Another EC8.
They got us down to 25
Got the ace there, firing off several EC shots at the resistance, trying to wipe them out. And there you go, almost got the entire unit. Just poor Lewis left. And now the second team there is also suffering under the wrath of the ace. One of Germany's finest heroes. And just nervous assault here in the village centre is not working out. In this case also, I mean, there's barely been anything up. They could clear out the bunker, but again, most players just tend not to want to set up tanks up there if there's a machine gun bunker. So it really has worked out well there for CCRs for that machine gun bunker. It's just essentially left that part of the map there pretty much safe for him. And to tank and try and do something there, but he's suffering. And there you go, he sunk it with a bunker busting barrage, which also turns out to be quite a nice ice busting barrage. And with this, it's pretty much GG. Nerbo's down to 11 points. He's just slowly ticking out. He's got no anti-tank weapons left. Most of the victory points are Ccarts. There's all sticking around 2 of them. Dug in heavily. He's got the armoured advantage, whereas Nerbo's got nothing left at this point. Absolutely nothing left. Because they're getting absolutely obliterated as they push ahead. There you go. Nerbo's just given up. He's just spending what little time is left before it's game over. So there you go. GG, game over. Victory there for Ccarts and the 15th Panzergrenadiers. A loss for the 2nd Armoured Division here. Brutal battle. Overall starting out quite nice for both players as they both sort of tried to outmaneuver the other one. But as the game sort of progressed, Ccarts actually managed to pull off his rush, but they could have done it faster. Nerbo just began struggling, partly because he rather made the mistake of committing to the lieutenant. I'm not entirely sure why he would backcheck to the lieutenant there. He must have just figured, alright, my opponent's going for an infantry strategy, and I've certainly seen no tier 2. There's clearly no way he could be rushing for tier 3. I mean, it's just so rare there, but still, it proved to be a big mistake there, as to prevent them from being able to fast take up for tanks, or even get out to tanks, and sort of more challenge the Panzer IV directly. When he did finally get up tech there, I mean, he was a bit slow. By that time, you know, Ccarts were bringing up more and more stuff. So, I mean, it certainly never just began falling more and more behind. So, I mean, there were some things I think Nerbo could have done better. He could also flank more and certainly could have done more pressure up north. In that regard, you know, he actually fell into what Ccarts wanted to, which is just ignore it and just focus on the centre-south, which certainly allowed Ccarts to focus his forces there, while he at the same time harassed the areas around here. I mean, overall, really well played there by Ccarts. Some good infantry and machine gun play, in particular that MG42, I think was handled quite expertly there versus Nerbo, constantly appearing in places Nerbo did not want it to be. So that was really some ace play there from Ccarts. Nerbo just struggling to catch up, and again, just not bring up enough anti-tank at any one point in time, I think, to really challenge Ccarts. I think at one point just had 2 anti-tank guns. He could have done a lot more, in particular with armor-piercing rounds. So there's certainly some room for improvement there for Nerbo. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, tell friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a reply and a feedback in the comment section. A big thanks, of course, to my Patreon supporters, without which this episode would not have been possible. And if you'd like to support the Propagandacast, do consider donating or pledging on Patreon. This is Imperial Danes. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.